This is the Russian Dynamite, Masha Slamovich.
Becca here.
This is Not America's Sweetheart, Davian.
It's Billy Starks. And
the super fly guy, Trayvon Jordan.
This is the fly side flyer, Jalen Brandon.
Hardcore Princess, Jules Malone.
Hi there, this is the Bubblegum Princess, Alexia Nicole.
This is the Brazilian Wonder Woman, Christy James.
This is the baddest black belt, Chennai Kai.
This is Kid Bandit.
The smash hit, Joel Bateman.
This is Robin Renegade.
Cody Hawk.
Brutal Bob Evans. And you are listening to Wrestling with Entertainment, one of my favorite podcasts in the whole wide world.
Hey there, Knucklehead Army. It's Bugs Moran, the man of the land, here with my buddy James and Wrestling with Entertainment. Thanks so much for having me on.
Hello, and welcome to the show where it's Wrestling with Entertainment, the only audio experience on the web today, the trusted choice for interviewing all your favorite wrestlers every Tuesday and Wednesday on YouTube and Castbox, sponsored by Rogue Energy and Player One Coffee. I'm, of course, your host, James J., and it's a great day for wrestling, because we're all wrestling with the Hobo Prince, Bugs Moran.
Howdy, James. It's great to be here. Thanks so much.
Absolutely. And where will we be seeing the Hobo Prince next event-wise?
Oh, you never know, but let's see. We got Wrestle League out here in Chicago as our Berwyn Blitz show. It's going to be the first show that Wrestle League is going to have at Berwyn in about 6 years, so it's going to be a nice little homecoming for us. Wow. And I have a couple things cooking that I think I can fill you in now. You actually are getting a big scoop. We have some shows coming up in the Chicagoland area. We're partnering up with Jewel Osco, and I'm not going to say exactly all the details right now because we're still putting it together, but we're going to be having a massive, massive show at the Salt Shed on March 24th. So just keep an eye out. It's going to be all up on the news, and it's going to be everywhere. So you'll see, you'll just stay tuned on all of our pages so you can see what's going on for that too.
And speaking of pages, where can we find you specifically on social media and obviously Wrestle League as well?
Sure, Hobo Bugs. That'll find me just about anywhere. So Hobo Bugs on Instagram and Facebook. I am the worst with social media. I still do it for fun and not a personal marketing of any sort. But yeah, Hobo Bugs, you'll find me.
And Wrestle League.
Yeah, and then Wrestle League Facebook, we're Wrestle_League_official on Instagram, and then check us out on Eventbrite.
And merchandise?
God, whatever's in my trunk. You'll have to come to the show and bother me for it. I keep running out, and then I'm the worst. So it's usually like a limited time offer when you see Bugs Moran merchandise. You better get it if you see it, because it goes quick and it doesn't restock very readily.
Well, I mean, at least that's a good problem to have, I would say.
Yeah, it's not a bad one. I have a couple different shirts, and hey, how about this? If you're listening, 50% off. Just DM me in my Instagram, and I'll send you a shirt myself.
All right, and you don't have to go looking for it. All of the links to all his social media and Wrestle League will be in the description of the video below, both on YouTube and Castbox. All right, let's get into it. You are actually the owner of Wrestle League. Can you tell us about your promotion?
Yeah, absolutely. So, Wrestle League has been around for we're coming up on our 14th anniversary. It used to be JPW, Just Pro Wrestling, back when, I'm not sure if you're familiar with Louis the Wrench Ramos. He had started it was running shows and training for years and years. If you're familiar with my career at all, I started down in Florida, came up here to Chicago around COVID, was doing some trainings with them, and Louis had just been kind of burnt out. I think he had talked about kind of closing up shop, and in the meantime, I had been helping him with finding some new locations to run shows, and I guess he had felt that I had breathed a breath. There you go, a certain breath of life into Wrestle League, and he felt comfortable and handed the reins off to me just about 2 years ago now. And so I've been running it since then, and since then we've been in Homewood and at Lincoln Hall in Chicago. We've been in Villa Park, Hodgkins. We have the training facility now is at the legendary Berwyn Eagles Club. So we're really grateful to have a great spot that's so central for all the new students, and they get to meet all the myriad of individuals that are walking through that place. And yeah, been one hell of a ride so far, and I'm really grateful, and it's a lot of fun. I'm able to get a lot out of it from, not only the wrestling side of things, but now I don't have to do what anybody tells me to do. So it's like, that's the best part, is I just don't like people telling me what to do.
Now you tell people what to do.
Exactly, and actually that's a lot more fun. So,
well, I mean, a lot of promoters would tell you, what advice would you give, another promoter? And they would say, don't get into promoting. So what actually inspired you to take up that responsibility to, promote Wrestle League and take on that side of the business, being a wrestler for, all of your wrestling career?
yeah, part of it was just a lot of times I would be in different venues, and I would look around and I'd think to myself, this would be a great place to have a wrestling show. And I had actually, back when I was with CCW, I had done that down in Florida, where I had found a location. I got the owner set up with the promoter and everything, and then they had an amazing show, like 300 people for the first show. Then they were doing it every month, and we're just like doing excellent, amazing work. And in the meantime, I realized like I was still pretty much getting my hot dog and a handshake. And I'm like, well, like I kind of facilitated all of this, right? And it was just a learning experience for me, that I was like, not only, so I had my eye out for these kind of opportunities to bring professional wrestling to more locations, make it more accessible. And then also just, I think the business side of it was very challenging and intriguing, and I liked being on the back end of things as well. When it comes to wrestling, like, I like to do my part, and I like to do what I want to do, but I don't need to be front and center. I don't need to be main event. I don't need, like, that. None of that was as important to me, but like actually having a school and training students and getting the kind of training that I had. I was brought up by Pablo Marquez, and he's an ECW original, been all around the world and all sorts of stuff, but he's a very old school guy, just in his mentality and his training habits and tendencies and stuff like that. And so having the opportunity to not only put on the shows, which has been, a blessing, but also getting to relay all the things that I have learned through my career to the students and giving them an opportunity, much like I had, that's really, a lot of the main reasons that I'm in it, but then also just the fans. Like there's a set, like, yeah, if I have a great match, that's definitely a great feeling, right? But if the whole show is great and people are walking away just grinning ear to ear and seeing something that they hadn't seen, or if they make sense and we're putting good matches together, I mean, James, I'm sure you've been to a couple indie shows that are just, the quality is questionable, so, and you don't, and like, you're not here to, I forgot if this was PG or not. You're not here to poop.
The fuck you want.
Okay, cool. Well, you're not here to shit on anyone or anything like that. But we've all been to those shitty indie shows, and it just doesn't put wrestling on the best foot. It doesn't give them the best foot forward, right? And so. Yeah, the gratitude I have for fans coming in, and we've been incorporating different things. Like if you look through Wrestle League's Instagram, we just had the Beats and Brawls shows. So we have DJs and beats artists, producers play during a couple matches just to give it another element. We put everybody in the cage. For Halloween, we have our multiverse combat, which is just kind of a cosplay Royal Rumble of sorts, but it's super fun for everybody involved. It's like a big match of like Super Smash Bros, but you're at a wrestling show. So yeah, it's more than anything the fans, the students, and yeah, I like the challenge of it. I like to bring it to more people, and yeah, more than anything, I just, like I said, I mean, I work a couple other places. There's BMW Big Money Wrestling in Indiana, and MWC Midwest Wrestling, Midwest Wrestling Coalition out by St. Louis. But I don't take many bookings anymore because like I'm so engrossed with, creating all of our own storylines and everything. I don't know how I'd be able to just go back to just being a worker again.
Right. And I mean, you mentioned the multiverse combat. I mean, your longest storyline to date probably is Ronald McDonald versus Burger King. No.
Yeah, that might be the most the most legendary rivalry we got so far is, and and that's. You also want to make sure that the guys are having fun. I mean, I know Motivation Mike and Disco look forward to doing that gimmick for the past 3 years. And I don't know, it just you're giving people certain elements that they're not accustomed to, they're not used to. Maybe they like it, maybe they don't, but we've had a lot of success in just making sure all the fans are going home happy, and in the locker room is a really good environment. I've worked a lot of different places that it's all like held together with, hopes and dreams, and there's a lot of bad attitudes, there's a lot of egos, there's a lot of backstabbings, and for the most part at Wrestle League, I mean, you get a little bit sibling rivalries or a little bickering or something, but our locker room, we've had even, we had like Mr. Kennedy, Mr. Anderson came in last year, I think. And he was like, you guys have a great locker room. It's just like a great feeling. EC3 said the same thing. When people check out what we're doing just internally, they want to be a part of it. And that conveys itself to the crowd, I think.
Oh, without a doubt. What is something that you know about promoting now that you kind of wish you did know when you first took over Wrestle League?
I think the one that really stood out to me was just this is still business, and I it's hard to establish and make friends, especially with other promoters. And like there are some that I have good relationships, working relationships. No one is like, I've not crossed anyone by any means. So that like there's people that don't like me, I think, just because like I'm an unsavory person, but that has nothing to do with the that's just my personality. I think they don't like. It's not my professionalism or how I whatever. But yeah, there's been occasions here where like people I was close to, or people that other promoters or workers or something. Yeah, the dynamic really shifts when you go from being just one of the guys in the locker room to running the show. I had it felt like I had kind of isolated myself a little bit, and I wasn't entirely like mentally or emotionally prepared for that. That everyone treats you different. The guys in your own locker room will treat you a little bit different, but especially on the outside, like yeah, I run a promotion, and then just yeah, like I just switched everything. People just started treating me differently outside of Wrestle League when they knew I ran it, and I was like, "Hey, can't we all get along?" And the answer is no. The answer seems to be no. We can't.
Right. No. Oh. Speaking about being emotionally unprepared, J.R. Lindsay seems to be, discouraged of Wrestle League. I know you just had a big faction warfare in a cage match about a month ago. Tell us about J.R. Lindsay, your rivalry with him in the match.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, this one actually goes back to when I first got to Wrestle League. If I'm not mistaken, I think my first match in Wrestle League was against JR. And so it goes back a couple years now. And the guy, there's something off about him, and there's something off about me, but it's just like ridiculous. Okay, I'm gonna. This is an actual example, and it's just like you don't really know how to interact with this guy, but now like, hence my name is Bugs. Like I'm gonna fuck with you. Like if you're like, it's just ingrained in me, and so he'll do like really bizarre things. So like when I first met him, he would wear a fake beard, like a big bushy fake beard for like weeks or months or something. And then he took it off one day, and it was clearly fake. And we're like, "Hey, what happened to your beard?" And he's like, "I don't know what you're talking about." I'm like, "What? What? What? Is this a bit or something? What are we?" And to this day, he still is like, "I don't know what you're talking." And I have multiple people who are like, "Yeah, J.R. Lindsay, the first time I met him, he wore a beard, a big fake beard. And then now he pretends like he doesn't know what we're talking about." That man, all right, just to really give you to illustrate just the heel that this man is. He was in the Wrestle League group chat when Avengers Endgame came out, and the day the movie came out, there's this video in the group chat. You click it, and it's just black. And then it looks up at a movie screen, and then you just see Iron Man die.
Wow.
And everyone's like, "Why are you doing this?" Yeah, he shits on bald people randomly, very randomly. Like he's just like, there better not be a bald person there, and so it's all these like personal idiosyncrasies that just I'm like, oh man, it's like a all you can fuck with pinata, and I just need to, I have to. I have to. So
And the cage match that you just had, a faction warfare about a month ago.
yeah, man. Finally, we were like, it's the first time I've been in the ring with him since like 2 years ago, something like that. And yeah, we've had a little bit of a kerfuffle here now that I've joined the Lethal Injection crew. Spending a little more time in the cities than I am in the woods, and hence I got a kind of a new look and a new swag, and the boys call me Ranch, so that might be my new nickname now. I'm not sure, but yeah, JROTC takes themselves far too seriously. It's like this bizarre paramilitary, group that they're trying to do, and it's philosophically diametrically opposing to who I am and what I am. I'm like those poor children. Like, why is anyone listening to that puffed up authoritarian? Like I don't get it. So just his his machismo, like military bravado kind of just makes me need it's just I can't have it. And then he's already, he's messing with my boys too, so that was a perfect opportunity to get in there and see what happens when you fuck with the Lethal Injection crew. Like, finally we had all of us, and yeah, it's exactly how you would expect it to play out, and got to whoop his ass a little bit.
I mean, speaking of the Lethal Injection crew, before you actually joined, they kidnapped you, no?
Yeah, I just say like, they were like, yeah, get in the car, and like I knew what it was about. Like I had won a lottery ticket, and it wasn't a lot. They thought I had won a lot more than I did, and I was like, no, 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 no. And so, it's not the first time I've been lured into a car with a gun or something. Yeah, I've been around the block, and I don't know. There's just something about these boys. They had just this spark to them. It was, the I don't know how to say it. But yeah, I saw something in them, and I'm something happened where I'm not the young buck no more. So I'm kind of taking on my role as honorary unk, and showing these guys the ropes, as it were. And yeah, man, I mean, it's a good crew. You got, Smoochie, Leo, like, they're doing a lot of work. Ace is gonna do really great things in this business if he keeps his head right. Joey Mack is just a kind of a motherfucker, but I fuck with him, so that's cool. Joey's my boy. I ain't got nothing nice to say about him, but
Alright, well, I mean, uh, outside of Wrestle League, you did actually get to wrestle Moose for the X Division Championship.
I did. I was just a dick hair away from becoming the new X Division champion. It wasn't for Monsoon's mayhem, but it wasn't to be. But yeah, that was a great I always like to tack on another little notch in my belt or feather in my cap, and I'm probably one of the most like acclaimed wrestlers that no one knows or heard of or has, like, because I'm really bad at record keeping. So like I don't even know if I've seen that match with Moose. I have one blurry picture. But that's the same for, like, I don't know. I've worked the Colognes. I've worked Shannon Moore. I've worked Super Crazy. There's probably a couple other ones in there. Kikataru's kind of famous, I guess. I mean, he's from
Thomas
nowhere.
Latimer.
Huh? Oh yeah, Thomas Vladimir. I've worked. I don't know, there's some other ones, man. But
Daisy Kill.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I've worked. That was back in the day too. What was that? GLWGC? I don't remember what I don't know. Too many diving headbutts, man. I can't remember all the acronyms. That's really mean. It's super mean that we all like can't remember shit, and then like all the promotions are just 3 letters, and I'm like, there's no way I'm gonna remember these. There's no way. But yeah, I've been really lucky. I've had some really great matches, and I've gotten to work all around the world and meet most of my childhood heroes and stuff, and so it's been a pretty decent ride.
What was? I mean, obviously the X Division Championship is a big championship,
Sure.
for wrestling.
Yeah. Yeah,
What
absolutely.
did it kind of mean to you to actually compete for that championship? Considering how big of a title it is.
Yeah, for one thing, it's an honor, right? It's I've always um gravitated towards X Division titles and intercontinental titles, what might be considered mid-card titles, but like I always, even when I was a child, and I was more interested in those guys, like those wrestlers always put on the best matches for me. And so having an opportunity to make my small little mark and say that I have competed for the X Division title is awesome, man. I mean, that's a it's a huge compliment that people think that I'm even worthy of something like that. I'm pretty grateful.
Well, you did actually compete for NWA as well. Like I said, Daisy Kill was in that match. What was it like wrestling for, the National Wrestling Alliance?
It was cool. I think as someone who has spent a lot of time, I mean, I came up in Chicago like as a kid. Um, so meeting Billy Corgan was cool because like you meet I don't really fangirl for wrestlers ever. I mean, maybe I did for RVD because that was my spirit animal. I was like, oh my god. But other than that, I keep it really professional. But meeting Billy Corgan, he's a rock star and stuff, was kind of cool. And yeah, there was a certain sense of validation and getting the chance to compete in the NWA. I mean, this is the same year. Like, last year, meanwhile I'm running the company and everything, I'm still able to compete for the X Division title. I'm still able to compete for NWA. And so like my personal stuff is still kind of, as little gas as I put on it, I'm still able to get out there and I'm still able to move. And you know what? Like at the end of the day, it's just about the crowd. And I had multiple people in that crowd that actually sprouted off into other job opportunities for me, that saw me do my work there, and they're like, "Hey, man, we like what you do," and so I got to do that. And so yeah, it's nice to have that on the resume more than anything.
Do you think we'll see Wrestling League underneath an NWA banner?
No, no. No, there was some talk of that at one point. They were discussing, doing like a territory-wide developmental something or another. But as we were discussing earlier, just the promoters don't want to work with each other. Everyone just wants to bear down and just kind of get their own sequestered little corner and like, don't come to my territory. I won't go into yours. And so that was the general sense of it. And I also, I think I noticed that NWA and Wrestle League as products are totally different. Neither is better or worse or anything. I think with Wrestle League, we're just a little more freeform. We're less family oriented. We have less of a tradition that we have to kind of uphold or whatever. And so NWA is running wrestling shows, and that's what they do well. That's that. Meanwhile, like at Wrestle League, J.R. Lindsay's our women's champion.
The sluts.
The sluts, yes, yeah. You might get a hole out of my ass cheek. Poor Seneca Sunshine. That was her first match.
Oh my god, really?
Yeah, that was her first in-ring debut was against the Sluts. And yeah, you know what though? Like, I would love to get that one promoted. Like, the Sluts should be on they should be on like every Effie's like gay big day out. The Sluts should be in JCW, GCW. The Sluts should be super wrestlers. The Sluts have legs. They can and they don't mind showing them off. So. This is the same dude whose other gimmick is Jesus. So.
Well, I didn't know how to transition into my next question, but you brought it up. You are also wrestling Jesus.
I am also wrestling Jesus. Yeah, that. For those of you who remember 2024 Christmas, that one week I was very, very famous.
Oh no,
that video.
It's a lot. It went a long since then. Like I've seen, like every other week on Reddit, it's posted.
Really? Is it still running? That's awesome.
Yes,
that's so cool. That's so cool. Yeah, I mean that was great. I'll always remember being in the back. We had Mustafa Ali on that show, and the guy's pretty traditional. It seems like, and he's in the back. Meanwhile, me and the bros, I'm dressed up like Jesus, and I'm just coming up with the dumbest spot on the planet, and you could just see Mustafa Ali like looking over, and he's like, "What the fuck is this?" And then, lo and behold, like 2 days later, and like 400 million shares or something. I was like, that's called getting over, brother. But that was cool. I even got a shout out on Barstool. Like Barstool had reposted that, so all the jocks from my high school were like, "Hey, is that you?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm super famous and successful now." But it was cool because we not only did it's fun to have that. I've had a couple other small things sort of not make numbers like that, but get people send me a video like, "Hey, is this you?" or whatever. But that one went all around the world, and I actually was able to book a church for Easter last year, and the church wanted us to put on a whole wrestling production for their Easter vigil on Saturday night. And so we had like actual pastors and musicians and parishioners and we did Bible stories. So we had Moses versus Pharaoh and Eve versus the serpent. Who is it? So one of them wrestles the Angel, and the Angel was EC3, and EC3 was like in these tiny little angel wings. It was great. And yeah, and then I got to like I got killed. they, they they put me up like in the middle of the wrestling ring. We got this Eulogy Adams. He's one of the students. He's what 6'6" or something, and picks me up for the razor's edge and just like carries me around, throws me down, and then for the biblical scholars out there, I start getting up, and then I get speared. And there was another priest, not the one running the show, but there was this priest who came up to me and he's like, and then he gave you the spear of destiny, and I saw that. And you were just weaving that story, and I was like, hell yeah, brother. Like I was like, I went to Catholic schools. And so that was really cool, and actually keep an eye out. I will keep you posted and apprised. There is a film coming out. I had brought out a director friend of mine from Miami, because in a previous life I was an actor. And so he came out for a couple of days and filmed this documentary style of the church show. And that should be coming out soon. The working title, as long as we don't get sued, is Lord of the Ring: Return of the King. There's no S, so I think we don't get sued.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
No pun intended.
Good one.
When you obviously, you do the whole Jesus gimmick. You have fun at that show. Did you expect it to blow up the next day as literally as big as it did? Because it was literally everywhere the next day.
No. I don't go into any of these things with that kind of expectation or thought or whatever. Most of the time when I'm like, yeah, I make a cool video and I'm like, people will like this, and then I'll tune back in like a day later and it's like, hey, your mom liked it. And I'm like, oh, cool. So I really don't intentionally try to do something like that, and that was just right place, right time, and I'm glad we stuck to our guns too, because like bros were like, hey, we should do it like this, and I was like, no, dude, you gotta, this, I see it, you do it like this, you do it like this, you do it like this. And yeah, and it just came off really, really well for the camera, from that one fan, get picked up by whatever else, and then off we went. So I never thought that was I never even thought I would see it. I don't even think we had anyone videoing that particular show. So I didn't have any thought of it at all. And then I'm getting like, messages from family members and all across the world, and they're like, hey, I think I saw your video. It's pretty cool.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but it was Tully's idea to do Santa Claus and Jesus, no?
Was it now? No, so the deep cut is, that wasn't the first time. Like it has to be somewhere. There might be some videos floating around, but so 2024, so 2023, back when we were still running shows at the Ravens Room in Ravenswood, we I don't want to say one way or the other. I know that Tully and it was the same premise. Santa came out. This time it was a naughty elf. So there was an elf, a disgruntled naughty elf. And he's like, oh, pass the children the gifts. And he's just like, I'm tired of you telling me what the fuck to do, bitch. And then like kicks him in the nuts. And then the Grinch comes out. That's right. And then he's like, I found me a new Santa. It was Jay Vanity. So if that puts it into perspective, it's just this obscenely slutty elf. And then he's got a new Santa, and him and the Grinch come out and put boots on Santa, lights off, and then the Halo music starts playing. And that, I swear to God, I think that came to me in a pot infused stupor when I was probably like 16 years old or something. Like I heard the Halo song and I was like, it'd be so cool if someone dressed up like Jesus and came out to this song. And yeah, I guess everyone else agreed.
Well, going from causing a riot, so to speak, to being caught in a riot, can you tell us about that time you visited Colombia?
Oh my God. Yeah, you've done your research. Yeah, so CPW again. God, I cannot remember these freaking acronyms. But yeah, I think it was Columbia Pro Wrestling, CPW. I was going out there, and in a much less viral moment, this was exclusively on TikTok. I had actually dressed up like the Joker. That was the match that I was teaming with Shannon Moore for Halloween, I don't know, 2018, was it 19 maybe? And so, yeah, and so that people were like, hey, Bugs, your video is really blowing up on TikTok. And I'm like, I don't know what that is. I don't know what you're talking about. I have no idea what you're talking about. And so they showed me, and the video was doing really well. And like, this was around the same time as the Joaquin Phoenix Joker movie. And so I just made a gimmick out of doing it. It was super fun. And I've been really trying to get into some of these cosplay convention shows with my Joker. And again, they're like, it's that promoter invisible wall thing. But anyway, so I had gone to Colombia around that same time, and I decided to do the Joker gimmick. And when I got there, I just didn't know. I don't know what was going on. I wasn't paying attention. So there was some kind of political upheaval going on, and so like the show still went on, but no one was there. And like we're driving the car, and like there's no one's in the streets. There's like some broken, you can hear some gunfire, and I'm like, it sounds like an active war zone or something. And we get to this tiny little dimly lit auditorium, or just kind of like a gym. And and so the show goes on, and it's me dressed up like a clown, like the Joaquin Phoenix Joker. No one's in the crowd, and there's only luchadors. There's only the luchadors just sitting there, and so it felt like I was like trying out for like the like lucha mafia or something. Like it was just like these dudes they're wearing their masks. You can barely see them in this dark, dingy room, and I do my match. It was fine. The guy was like, I'm very hungover, and I'm like, great, that's what I want to hear. It's just that's awesome. I'm glad I slept 12 hours in Panama for this. And so, but then to your point, when after the show, me and some of the guys are walking around, and there'd be like one street that is like, oh yeah, there's restaurants and this and that. And then there'd be another street where there's like massive protests going on. And like, because I just, can't help myself. I just see loud, I hear loud noises, and I see flashing lights, and it's just like, oh, I'm going to walk over here. And yeah, so people thought I was making some kind of political statement, because I was dressed up like the Joker, and they're like, yeah, down with so-and-so. And I'm like, I don't know what's going on. I don't...
I came here to
Yo,
wrestle.
yo no sé nada. Like, I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, that was, as far as civil unrest goes, that was pretty fun, I guess. It was just, yeah, there's, somebody said that, like, that, what did the guys send me? They're like, dude, your picture's in one of the newspapers around here. And some protester says something about being a clown, and I'm like, no, I just was dressed like that for fun. Like, I have no skin in the game. I don't know.
You're not Colombian.
I'm not. I mean, I'm worldly, but I just, I don't. I had no idea. That was not why I was there. That was not why I was.
I will say that your Joker gimmick, really very good.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I have a lot of fun with it, and I'd like to do it more often, actually, but I can't just. I don't know. You don't want to just rip off something else and do that all the time. But it is fun, and any opportunity I have to be Joker for it, I would love to.
Well, I think it's time for Bugs' Bizarre Adventure. You're a pro wrestler that goes up and down the roads, and weird, crazy, and bizarre things are bound to happen. Can you tell us a road story that fits that description?
Yeah. I have a couple of them, man. I mean, are we specific to one?
Whatever one you want to tell. I mean, you could tell them all if you want. I got nothing but time,
Okay, the first one I just want to tell you because it's just fucking hilarious.
Okay.
It's not a road story. I was at a show in Orlando years back, and what's his name? Joey Riley, was that the dick guy?
Joey
That was
Ryan.
the dick. Yeah, Joey Ryan. And so I'm working this show where the main event is Scott Steiner and Joey Ryan.
Oh God.
And I'm in the back, I'm getting my gear ready and everything, and I hear him going over the mats and stuff, and I can just hear Scott Steiner being like, listen, I know it's changed, but I know the business has changed, but I'm just not gonna do the dick stuff. We can tease the dick stuff, but I'm not going to do the dick stuff. And I was like, did I just hear Scott Steiner say, we can tease the dick stuff? Because my career is complete. Like, I don't need anything else. There was the time when I was training in Vietnam, and I got held up by the Vietnamese military at gunpoint. They're VPW now. Back when I was training with them, they were SG WC, Saigon Wrestling Club, Saigon Pro Wrestling. Yeah.
Rocky and Sid's promotion.
Yeah, man. Jesus, you fucking know your stuff.
I interviewed Sin.
Did you? Cool.
I did.
Oh man, dude, you'll have to ask them. There's one time, like, they're the first promotion in Vietnam. Like, they didn't even have a ring when I was there yet. And like, so what, these kids are like 18, 17, whatever. And, and so Rocky had done all the paperwork to start the company, I think. And apparently there was some kind of sting, not sting, but like, the Vietnamese government was under the impression that they were rigging the matches. And so they were like,
technically,
they were spying on them, and then they like came in with guns and were like, you guys need to shut this down. We know you're rigging the matches. And he's like, yeah, well, Yeah. And so it was like just a misunderstanding, but I just remember being like, oh, I'm gonna die in Nam in like 2017. What the fuck? But yeah, he told me, he was like, yeah, apparently I had applied for a sporting license, and they're like, no, dude, no, you need an arts license. And because they didn't know what it was, they thought that these kids were just making a fake MMA organization. They were unaware,
Right.
completely unaware to what wrestling was. Let's see what else. Oh, there was one time I was working a show up north, like way up north, somewhere in like Montana or something. And we were in the middle of nowhere, middle of nowhere. And this is back when I would actually hitchhike, and that's a lot of where Bugs Moran came from. Was like I spent years hitchhiking and living on couches and living in tents or whatever. Not exactly. No, Bugs has been a nickname of mine for a long time because I was long, tall, lanky, and sometimes I'd end up in women's clothing. So-
Sometimes you say, "What's up, Doc?"
Yeah, exactly. It's that my propensity for constantly just fucking with people is really, embodied what Bugs is. But so back when I was like on the road, I had hitched a ride, and the driver, I was trying to get 2 billings, I think. And the driver, there's 2 dudes in the front seat, and the cops pull us over. They said that the guy was speeding. They arrest the guy in the passenger seat because he has some kind of warrant out for his arrest in Seattle. The driver has an expired license, so he's not allowed to drive. So now we're down. Now we've gotten rid of one of the guys, and I have to drive a stick shift. Don't know how to drive a stick shift in a car that doesn't have a speedometer. And so I'm driving like for a ways. And then at some point, the dude wanted to switch back, and I'm like, believe me, I don't care. Please take your car back. I don't want to drive. And then we're driving, and the dude was just like having fun and just going in and out of traffic for some reason, because that's something you do for fun. But so we get pulled over again twice in the same trip, and the guy's like, you need to take the wheel. I'm going to go to jail this time. And I'm like, well, I don't know how you plan to do that. And he just jumped out of the driver's seat into my lap in the passenger seat. I'm like, oh shit, no one's driving the car. So I have to jump into the driver's seat. Meanwhile, my leg hits the wheel. So I go back into traffic and then have to go back onto the curb.
Oh my god.
And there's a police officer right behind me, because he pulled us over. And the guy's like, here, quick. And he gives me his sunglasses and hat, and I put it on. And then the cop rolls the window, or like, he's like, roll the window down. And he's like, you know how fast you were going? And I'm like, no. The speedometer's broken. So long story long, I have a speeding ticket in Montana that I haven't paid in 10 years, so I might have a warrant out for my arrest.
Okay. Not going back there.
Yeah, I'm not taking any bookings in Montana.
Well, definitely a lot of bizarre adventures, to say the least.
Absolutely. I mean, that's part of what Bugs is.
Now, maybe you could tell me if this is legit or a gimmick. Toey Tat?
Oh, sorry, what was that?
Toey Tat. Is your toe really tattooed?
Oh, Toey? Yeah, absolutely. That was my first tattoo.
Okay, so you do actually have a happy face tattooed on your big toe.
Yeah. I First off, let's see. I thought it would be funny, like in a morgue, like if it just brings like a smile to the guy's face who has to shove me into the refrigerator, be like, oh man, this guy, he probably has a sense of humor, just like a nice little parting gift for some stranger. And yeah, I think me and my boss got matching toe tattoos because a attractive female in Miami Beach was like, we're gonna go get toe tats, and we said okay. And so yeah, that job, me and that guy now have matching toe tattoos, and I haven't seen him in like 9 years. If you ever get the chance, ask Motivation Mike. Motivation Mike has stolen my idea and now has a toe tat of his own on his toe. And I'm like, that is gimmick infringement. And I'm taking that personally.
How dare Motivation Mike do that?
How dare he? How dare he?
It's supposed to be motivation, not gimmick infringement, Mike.
He's just piece of shit Mike on him. So.
How many tattoos do you have?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I guess one of them is I got one on each side of my ankle on my right foot here. So they're the same tattoo, but it's on each side. I got Os. It's a Nordic ruin, and it's kind of in the shape of a feather, so it sort of looks like the Hermes. The wings on his ankles, if you're familiar, as a big Greek mythology fan and history fan. So I just always, that has a lot to do with communication and sort of, it's Odin's ruin, and Hermes is my dude. I mean, I don't know if you like, he's actually the patron god of wrestling too. It's not only, it's travelers, it's thieves, it's wrestling. He's not just the messenger of the gods or whatever, but it's also, he invented the guitar. I play guitar and, well, the lute, I guess, but so yeah, I've just always identified with that. I got a big one on that wraps all around my thigh, and just nice little tribute to Chicago, and then I have you might get to see it next Sluts match, because it's a new one. I got one on my ass cheek of Charlie Chaplin. I call it my tramp stamp.
Why Charlie Chaplin, and why in that general vicinity?
Just for that joke, literally just for the setup of like, you want to see my tramp stamp, and then I just show people my ass.
And it's Charlie
and then
Chaplin.
and then I find out if they're like worldly and like know what I'm talking, like, oh, that's funny, or they'd be like, why I don't know what that is. Why is there a chimney sweep on your butt? Like, I don't. But yeah, he's just a lifelong inspiration and fan. I've always appreciated all of his work, and so as I've gotten older, I've gotten less fearful about putting things permanently on my body, and it's all decay anyway, so I'm not that worried about it.
That being said, can you tell us about the rise and fall of Bugs Moran?
Yeah, absolutely. Let me ask, have you actually watched it?
Yes, I have.
Oh, you're like one of the like 40 people. Well,
I believe it's up to like 500 at this point.
Oh, no shit, really? Cool. Awesome. Yeah, that was my first foray into making a Bugs Moran movie, and it's like, as you saw, I mean, it's not a narrative driven thing. It's just kind of, I had so much material from my first like 2 years that I wanted to do something with it, and so I found some like fun, interesting ways to take all my rest turn.
Bugs, can you hear me?
Where would you like me to start?
Just you had a lot of footage from your first 2 years of pro wrestling.
Sure. I had all this footage from the first 2 years and wanted to do something with it, and I always felt that wrestling is a narrative-driven art form to begin with. So there's a marriage there with film, which is like I was saying before, was originally a lot of what I did and was trained in, and yeah, so I it was not too much of a budget or anything like that, as you can see, but I just tried to make it something fun for people who are wrestling fans, not necessarily just hobosexuals, as I call my fan base. But for because you saw it, I mean, like you got throwbacks like the headbangers, you got Loki in there, you got who else? You got Leaping Lonnie Poffo in there. That's my favorite line of the whole movie is Leaping Lonnie Poffo saying, "I haven't wiped my ass in 30 years. I have a bidet." It's like
A man of culture.
and the way I cut it too, there's no reference to what he's talking about. It's so good, man. So yeah, and I was just really lucky with how I had I had a lot of opportunities early on for an independent wrestler with I don't necessarily have the look or I don't have certain elements that would make me attractive for something like WWE or whatever, but CCW and Pablo really gave me a platform, and so I just wanted to kind of encapsulate that with something and make a fun, creative project. I mean, you saw it. What are your thoughts? What did you think of the movie?
I thought it was interesting. I thought there was a lot of fun moments. The Jackal's workout routine, I would call it, I thought was fantastic. The Spider-Man 3 reference was always appreciated.
You got that?
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah! That was a real deep cut. I did not get 90% of people that went right over their head, but that's awesome that you got that. That's so cool.
Yeah. Um, I, I mean, at first I wasn't quite sure what I was watching. The Rise and Falls of Moran. You don't know if it's a documentary, a movie, like what exactly what you're watching at first. But
Sure.
I mean, I enjoyed it. I mean, Lenny Poffo, obviously, R.I.P. him. Always nice to see him. Um, so yeah, definitely not a bad way to spend an hour and 15 minutes.
Awesome. That's about as good of a plug as you can make for that, honestly. Like, it was definitely a passion project, and if some people got some enjoyment out of it, great. It's not going to win an Oscar or anything anytime soon, but yeah, but the next ones are going to be really cool because I'm gonna see about making another one for these Jewel Osco shows that we got coming up, and we have the Lord of the Ring Return of the King coming out sometime this year. So this might just be like a Bugs trilogy thing. I'm not sure yet, but it's just Bugs Moran being given a lot of commitment, opportunity, and for resources for no reason at all. And you just watch it devolve into madness. So that's the idea.
I mean, speaking of Lenny, what was it like working with him?
it was like working with my grandfather. Like he was just he was he's like the type of guy that you would like sit down and watch The Lone Ranger with or something. Like he was very very kind, generous, fun, very always had really great feedback. He seemed to genuinely care about who he was talking to. And he would come by and do little trainings with us and whatnot. And I remember he would stop by and let everybody wear Macho Man's Hall of Fame ring, and take a picture with it if you wanted to or something. And so just a teddy bear of a man from all of my experiences with him.
And at the end of that movie, Brutus the fucking beefcake shaved your head.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. We had Brutus Beefcake there. Fun story. I had actually been in a different world. I had actually been trying to enlist in the military, so I was like, I'm gonna get my head shaved anyway. So I talked to the promoters. I'm like, how much? Like, can we get Brutus Beefcake out here? Because I'm gonna get my head shaved. And they're like, sure.
Is that simple?
For the most part, because we were down in Florida, I think he lived in Tampa, so you just pay whatever. It was not an obscene amount, and he just drove the 2 hours. And he was super nice too. I should find the video somewhere because I had to chop it up because it didn't make sense with kayfabe. But before he cut my hair, he got really sentimental when I told him that I was donating it, because he's like, it's people like you that gave my mother the courage she needed to go outside for the last couple of years of her life or whatever. And it was starting to affect me. I was like, oh my God, like, wow, this guy's like, and he's like, so there's a video somewhere of Beefcake crying while he's shaving my head. And I'll have to find that somewhere, but he was super nice too. And yeah, I just remember him. I was not expecting so many kind words from him. And so that was, and that's what I mean. Like those first couple of years, like I had a lot of exposure with people I wouldn't have thought I would have,
Right.
that quickly. It was in a locker room with a lot of really big name talents from back in the day and stuff. And yeah, so it was I'm very grateful. Very, very grateful. And Beefcake was a super nice guy to work with.
That's awesome. Now, correct me if I'm wrong here, but you actually wrestled in Downpour Rain.
Yeah, I think a couple times. Let's see. Yeah, there's a couple that come to mind. Probably the worst one was this outdoor show we did in Nashville. Because the reason that one was bad was that one we had brand new canvas with all of the prints. There's like all this paint. And so we get out there after 2-3 matches of, like you said, downpour. It wasn't raining. It was like a torrential storm. And we still went out there and did the thing anyway. But dude, we were like, it was like being on an ice rink, because all of the and we're getting covered in paint. So the paint just starts smearing all over the canvas. I couldn't even stand up. It was fun. You know what I looked like? I looked like remember when Vince McMahon was getting drenched with all the beer from the beer
Yes.
can. Yeah, dude, I did that spot. I did that. I was swimming in the middle of the ring.
I mean, how did they even let you wrestle? Wrestling on a dry canvas is dangerous, let alone adding, rain of that magnitude.
I think it was just kind of the show is I was like second to last match or something, and it was kind of drizzling, and then it was kind of not, and so somebody just said fuck it, let's just finish the show. I think is if I recall that correctly. They're just like whatever, let's just finish this up. They're either going to be out there, and that's the thing too, is that we still did have fans. There were still people that were sitting there, so.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah,
I think it's time for the colossal question. Let's say they're making a movie about you. I mean, they've already made a couple. A new movie. Big Hollywood blockbuster. Every movie has a soundtrack. What would be the first 3 songs on your movie soundtrack?
Oh man. Oh God. Oh God. All right. The Stranger by Billy Joel. Is that the name of the song? See, my basic recollection is terrible. So, no, The Stranger. The Passenger by Iggy Pop. And A Little Drop of Poison by Tom Waits.
Alright. A solid 3 picks to say the least. Now that we have...
Yeah, I would probably, like, if you asked me tomorrow, I would probably come up with 3 completely different answers, but that's what came to my mind right now.
Now that we have the soundtrack down, everybody knows you get the soundtrack first, then you write the script, and then you go the casting. Who plays you, and you can't say yourself because you are obligated to make a Stan Lee-esque cameo.
Oh, okay. I don't want to say it, but it's the frequency in which people are like, "You look like Jared Leto," and I'm like, nah. That's a solid choice. It's a solid choice for who would play me in a movie. It'd probably be Jared Leto, I guess.
Okay.
I would want someone with more personality, but maybe he can act up some personality or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, there's a lot of, similarities. I mean, he's Rockstar Jesus, and he's played the Joker as well, so...
That's right, yeah. That's right.
So, I mean, it's not that, crazy of a pick.
You know what, actually, and then one time I knocked him over at an Iggy Pop concert. I got in trouble with security because I was just moshing around, and then I saw some dude dressed up like a Sith Lord, and I shoved the shit out of him. And then the security grabbed me, and it was because it was Jared Leto dressed like a fucking Jedi for some goddamn reason. But yeah, I was at an Iggy Pop concert, that's probably my biggest claim to fame, was like I knocked the shit out of Jared Leto one time.
I mean, it makes absolutely no sense, but that does seem like to be Jared Leto's MO, so it makes perfect sense.
Yeah, and I definitely saw him dressed like a Jedi, and I was like, I'm gonna shove the shit out of that guy when somebody pushes me near him. And I did, and then the security was like, bah, 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 bah. And then, like, I just saw his beautiful baby face staring up from the ground. I'm like, oh, it's you.
perfect revenge. Get me
Yeah,
to play
exactly.
be me in my movie.
Exactly. If it wasn't, he took my life. That's what happened. It's like I should have been a rock star, should have been a movie star, and then I could have been a fucking wrestling superstar. But now I just have to be a hobo.
But now that we have you casted in the movie, everybody knows every movie has a supporting cast. Who would be 3 people significant to you in your story that would be in your movie, and who would play them?
My wife, who would be probably played by Rihanna.
Okay.
She just that's her spirit animal. She just fucking takes no shit, bad bitch kind of vibe. My best buddy Tim, and that's a very like John Goodman 30 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, and you'll get to see him in the Jesus in the Lord of the Ring Return of the King. He's Pontius Pilate. So he whips me 40 times. And then so let's see. I would have to get a good wrestling one in there. Probably my first rivalry was with a guy named Pharaoh Johnson, and he's kind of a maybe Michael B. Jordan, I guess. That's a little too generic, but it's like a Denzel Washington if it was like 1993. So like also Denzel Washington like 30 years ago.
Okay. Well, this is sounding like a great movie, a blockbuster to say the least, and you could pre-order the tickets now. On to a controversial subject, pineapple on pizza. What's your stance?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
So,
It's
anti-pineapple on pizza.
it's just to each their own. You can all I nope. I'm a purist. I'm from Chicago, so like
Right.
there's an array of things you're allowed to put on a pizza, and like you can put other things, but that's it's a novelty. It's not a staple. It's not like pineapple and ham. Super weird. It's not terrible, but like I don't. Neither is like I don't like lint. I don't know. Um, yeah, I'm not a fan.
Okay. What's your spirit Pokemon?
The fucking creepy one, Mr. Mime.
Mr.
Is that
Mime.
it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. We love the late great Tracy Smothers on the show. Do you
Mhm.
know the acronym for Thug? THUG.
I don't believe I do.
T is for terrible, H is for hell, U is for ugly, and G is for jail, 'cause a Doug can't spell. Yes.
All right, I remember that now. Yeah, that's unlocking a memory somewhere.
We love the late great Tracy Smothers, trying to keep the memory alive on the show.
That's beautiful.
Weirdest question you'll be asked on a wrestling interview, hopefully. Would you ever consider wrestling a rock? not Dwayne Johnson, not the country, an actual physical rock.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, if it's if the money's right.
Okay. Well, I mean, just for context, there is a wrestler named Psycho Mike that indeed wrestled a rock for over 15 minutes in a Tungsten Man match. That's an Iron Man match that lasts for 2 weeks.
Oh, then did people watch this?
Yes. They definitely did.
It was a 2-week Iron Man match against a Rock.
Yes.
Who won?
Oh, The Rock did.
Good for The Rock.
Technically, it was a draw, but The Rock was the champion, the heavyweight champion. So because it ended in a tie, The Rock retained because, you know, the title can't change hands on top.
Naturally.
Yeah.
Wow, 2 weeks and you still can't get a winner. That's some 50-50 booking right there.
On a more serious note, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Well, I'm expecting my first child here, and so
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Baby bugs?
Yeah, little baby bugs. I'm very excited about that, and yeah, I have some other aspirations. I mean, my prime priority is making sure that my family is safe, secure, and prosperous or something. And yeah, I hope Wrestle League is running fine. Like it'd be really nice to have put the work in and have a nice base for Wrestle League that we're getting our regular shows, and we've had to do a lot of switching of venues and stuff and have that all secured. All right, well, you're getting the big scoop. There are some political aspirations, James. I'm not gonna lie to you. And it's a big wacky world out there, and I think that there's some marriage and there's some overlap, some symmetry between pro wrestling and politics, and I'm like, dude, it's the same shit. It's exactly the same. So I'm like, all right, so we'll just we'll keep the lid on it for now. But there is something that I have been thinking about for the future and in that kind of realm too. So we'll see. As long as we're all safe, happy, and healthy, that's the real goal.
So you're saying that the possibility of male bugs versus male Kane is an actual possibility?
Yeah, and the winner becomes the governor of Tennessee. That's how we're gonna figure it out. Like Kane and I will meet in the ring for the fate of Knox County. God, that's such a great gimmick. That'd be so sick.
And I mean, if you could get Jesse Ventura to referee
Yeah,
the
that's
match.
what I was just about to say. Me and Jesse Ventura for this state of Montana, right? He was Montana.
Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Yeah.
That's what it was. Yeah. Could you imagine if the body was running Minnesota now? That'd be sick.
I mean, it was sick when it actually happened.
Yeah. Oh man, that guy's a nut. And so that's what I'm saying. I mean, like, look, like, it seems like the bar is so low at this point that I can go out there, I can wear my tinfoil hat, I can shuck and jive a little bit, and people be like, yeah, you know what? Fuck it. We're gonna vote for this guy. But that's not the platform. This is a casual conversation you and I are having, but the platform isn't fuck it. I'm gonna shuck and jive, but We'll see. I mean, who knows? I'm not the type that really plans too much. You know, man makes plans and God laughs. That's kind of the perspective that I take. It's just have a decent idea of, how I can make it till tomorrow and next week and the next month and whatever. And, just kind of take the opportunities as they present themselves so you don't get too latent with things that don't make sense or things that don't work. You try too hard. It should kind of make sense. It should when it's presented.
I gotcha. Like you said, man makes plans, and God laughs. Well, it's a good thing you're Jesus.
Exactly. So I can laugh and make plans.
Wrestle League. What is a match people should go out of their way that best shows off Wrestle League as a promotion?
You like past shows or past matches or?
Yeah. Preferably be something we could find on YouTube.
Yeah. In my, I'm not the best at uploading all the stuff. I know. You're familiar with Pro Wrestling Shoots?
Yes.
Yeah, on YouTube, Xavier has all of our really good shows from the past couple years. Man, I mean, there's a little bit for everyone. It depends on what you're looking for. Like when I think of like 5-star, like fast-paced matches, you had Hijo del Enigma and Quinn Whittick, right? Like they put on a great match. Anything I don't know if anyone has seen it. There's the no DQ match with me and Muggsy, and that one was fun. Muggsy James. That was my first time actually running the show, and so Muggsy and I were like, "Hey, we both, like to be obscene and violent and shit like that." And so like that was the a great example of how far out there we can get with the thumbtacks and the nail or the ladders and trash cans and everything. I think J.R. Lindsay winning the women's title is it's why I got into wrestling. It was to watch this 300-pound man just be like, "I'm a woman," and then just spear Lula Grena for the women's title. That's not for everyone, right? But it's that's supposed to be the entertainment value. Yeah, God, there's really so much, and my hope and intention is that there's something for everyone. That we try to have that kind of variety, and so I would definitely just check out a couple of those shows that Pro Wrestling Shoots has. The entire shows, all the Lincoln Hall ones are top quality. Like really, really, we have no business for how good those shows are and how well the performers are, and how talented the wrestlers are and how good the venue looks and the production and everything. So I'd highly recommend people going out there and checking that out.
And if the matches you mentioned are indeed on YouTube, I will grab the link to them and put them in the description of the video below. For anybody that hasn't seen them, wants to see them, wants to re-see them. And of course, all of Wrestle League's YouTube page will be in the description as well, so you could binge all things Wrestle League.
Sweet.
Of course, after you listen to this interview.
Of course.
And since we are nearing the conclusion of this interview, we are wrestling with the 8 questions of doom. This is our speed round, our bonus round, the round where we see who you really are. Are you ready?
Okay, it's gonna be a bonus round, not a speed round. My brain doesn't work like that anymore. But okay, let's go.
Greatest wrestler of all time.
Oh Oh, God damn it. RVD, I guess.
Worst wrestler.
Of all time. I mean, what the hell kind of question is that? Um, uh, uh, David Arquette?
I will accept that answer.
Okay.
Your main eventing WrestleMania for the World Championship. Who is your opponent?
I'm just gonna say Brock Lesnar. That shit would just be fun. It would just be wee, wee.
If you could come out to anyone's entrance music, past or present, who would it be?
Road Wars.
Finish the sentence. Kayfabe is...
Uh, kayfabe is kayfabe. I don't know if that's a cop out. It is what it is. It doesn't have it's not dead. It's definitely not alive. It's just it needs to be kayfabe is kayfabe. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with that.
We would have also accepted tastes great on toast. Squash. Vegetable or fruit?
It's what I do when I get in the ring with a jabroni.
I will accept that answer. New Japan wrestler Taichi. His ring gear gets smaller every year, revealing more of himself to the world. My question, what is the appropriate trunks to butt cheek ratio for ring gear?
Oh, James, you know me. We already talked about this. I mean,
Yeah.
we already it depends on who's coming out that night, but if the sluts are coming out, it is a banana hammock and floss.
Gotcha. So the Sexy Eddie special.
Yeah, you're mostly focused on not getting arrested.
Gotcha. And the last question, the main event, the thing everybody wants to know. Have you ever had a conversation with a stranger in a supermarket about Darby Allin?
No.
And that is the correct answer.
Okay, I don't believe I have.
And that will conclude this interview. Thank you so much for coming on and doing this with me, Bugs.
Absolutely, James. Thanks so much for having me. Thanks everybody out there. Make sure y'all are following me on Hobo Bugs and remind me to upload some stuff. I have a lot of different stuff out here. So, and if you want, I will get you that T-shirt. You just gotta hit me up on the Instagram.
50% off, right?
50% off my body. Yeah, and keep tuned too. That we have this big deal. It's called Big Deal Energy coming up with Jewel Osco and James. You'll see we have a lot of really big names coming in for this show. So just make sure y'all are apprised to that and keeping tuned. So a lot of really big, fun, interesting things happening for Hobo Bugs and Wrestle League and the wrestling industry as it is.
And you don't even have to type it into your Google machines. All of the links to all his social media and Wrestle League will be in the description of the video below, both on YouTube and Castbox. Simply click the link. A new tab will appear on whatever device you are on. You have no excuse. Buy a damn shirt and give Wrestle League a damn follow. And if you're in Illinois, buy a damn ticket.
Damn right.
Of course, thank you for listening. If you like what we're doing, please like, subscribe, comment on YouTube and Castbox. This was sponsored by Rogue Energy and Player One Coffee. Join us next Tuesday and Wednesday for new incredible interviews, and follow the show at Wrestling with E, but on Extra and Instagram for information on who we're interviewing, when we're interviewing them, links to those interviews, and so much more. Follow me personally at JamesJ993. Alright, when I say wrestling with, you say entertainment, okay?
Alrighty.
For our very special guest, Bugs Moran, Kaliko Yacht, Scooter Dust, I'm James J, and this has been Wrestling with
Entertainment.
Hey folks, this is the Colossal Mike Law, and you are listening to Wrestling with Entertainment. Enjoy the show, support these guys. We appreciate it very much. We'll see you at ringside.